Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. What's going on, you guys? So, gonna do a little bit of nighttime driving for everyone out there who likes to take your car out at night or has to drive at night for whatever reason. Definitely one of my favorite things to do is to do a little nighttime driving. And I already did the daytime driving video, so be sure you guys go and check that out. I will put a link to that at the end of the video, so be sure to look out for that. But for all y'all out there that, you know, haven't driven the Mazda 3 at night, I know if you go to a dealership and everything like that, it's really hard to get a good perspective of how the car looks like at night. So as you can see, there's a lot of good illumination going on. All the buttons are very well lit up. You've got the nice bright screen right over here. You've got your tack and everything front and center. You have your heads-up display right up here, which is projecting my miles per hour. It has my cruise control and all the important information that I need to see. And if you look right out here, the headlights are obviously very, very bright. So if I turn the lights completely off and turn them back on, that's about how bright everything gets. And if I turn on the actual high beams, so this does have full LED lights, so even the fog lamps are going to be LEDs, so your visibility at night is really good. So let's go ahead and get driving, you guys. Now, a few cool things to note. This heads-up display is a lot better at night, just because you can basically see right through the plastic, and it almost looks like the information is kind of just floating on the road in front of you. So it's not as distracting as it is during the day. And this does have adaptive headlights, so what that means is if I'm driving right now and I turn left or turn right, I don't even know if you can see it, but if I turn left, the high beams turn with the car. It's pretty cool. Who doesn't like a little nighttime driving? I mean, there's no one on the road, especially out here in Fort Worth, Texas. It's about 11 o'clock at night, and I'm just kind of getting out of the house, doing a quick little video for you guys. I did promise y'all to do some nighttime driving, so making sure I deliver on that promise for everybody. Now, as you're going to see in just a second, you guys, this does have all of your safety features that you would ever need in a car. So this does have your radar cruise control. So what that means is when you're driving, what this will do is it'll actually keep a set distance from the car in front of you. So for example, if I had the cruise control set to about 70, if a car pulled in front of me going about 60, it would actually slow down to 1, 2, 3, or even 4 car lengths behind the car that's in front of me. So over here to the right section of my steering wheel, I can mess with all this, and I can hit this button right here. I know you probably can't see my hand, but up here in the screen I can control how far I want to stay back from the car in front of me. Another cool thing is the traffic sign recognition. So every time I drive past a speed limit sign, so right now I just drove past a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit sign, and I didn't see it, but I know that because it's showing me in the heads-up display that the speed limit is 45 miles per hour. And then if you do go over the speed limit, it will turn that sign yellow, which obviously means that you're speeding. That way you never get into trouble. And if you're like me and you kind of miss that speed limit sign, you'll always know what the speed limit is. Another cool thing is blind spot monitoring. So right now, if I look over here to the left, you can see the blind spot is lit up and it's extremely bright, so you're always gonna know when there's someone in your blind spot. And if I blink to the left, it's gonna flash at me and it's gonna make a little beep inside the cabin. Also up here in the heads-up display, it's also showing these little ridges that indicate as well that there's someone in my blind spot. That way I really don't even have to take my eyes off of the road. I can just keep my whole line of sight up here and I have all the information that I would ever need. Another cool thing, so if you're driving at night, so this screen is really cool, but it is a little on the bright side. You can obviously go in and adjust the brightness, but another cool thing is you can go to the settings and you can actually turn this display off. So you don't have all that glare in your face. You can just focus on driving and you still have your heads-up display and all of your necessary information. So you're not completely without anything. And the best part is you can actually still control the radio. You can still do all of your basic functions. It just basically turns off the screen. That way, once again, you don't have all that glare in your face. Once again, if any of y'all watching out there live out in the country, or if you live anywhere where there's not a ton of lights, you are really going to want to splurge for these full LED lights. I mean, they make a massive difference. I mean, just having it on the standard setting, I can see so far in front of me. And this is actually a good example because I guess all the street lights are out here on the roads. So it's pretty dark out here, and I can see pretty well. Now, if you ever want to turn your screen back on, all you have to do is tap one of these buttons, and it turns back on. So it's pretty neat. This also has your smart city brake support, smart brake support. So basically what that means is there's a little radar up here in the windshield, so if you're about to get into a collision and it detects you're about to get into a collision, it'll actually slam on the brakes for you. That way you don't hit the car in front of you or hit the kid in front of you or whatever obstacle hops out in front of you at that time. I think one cool thing is that the Mazda 3 kind of feels like a completely different car at night. And what I mean by that is it feels a lot more expensive at night than it does during the day. And the reason I say that is because a lot of those features that you paid money for are going to be a lot more prominent at night. So things like your full LED lights, it just makes the car look a lot more expensive. So it has that really bright headlight. It's got full LED lights everywhere. So even the, once again, the fog lamps, the high beams, it has that halo ring around the front. Even the rear tail lights are full LEDs. The turn signals are LEDs. Once you get inside, all of the lighting is very nice. There's not a lot of color lighting going on. It's just really, what's the right word for it? It's a real crisp white. It's not like my daily driver, which is a Ford Fiesta, and it's got all these blue lit gauges and this blue interior lighting. You can change the colors, and it's really cool, but this has a lot more of a grown-up business feel to it, which I like a lot. It drives very smooth. So once again, like I mentioned in my last video, if there's one word to describe this car, it's definitely smooth. This is probably one of the smoothest driving cars. It literally feels like it's running on double cream. It's ridiculous. course, it is really fun watching that RPM gauge rev up. So I'll give you guys a little bit of that. So right now I'm in 3rd gear. Super sweet car. Actually, I'm gonna go right. The reason I'm going down this road, it's pitch black down here, so it'll give you a good idea of how bright these lights are. So, as you can see, I'm gonna turn on my high beams now. This has automatic high beams. So what automatic high beams do is, once I get to a well-lit area, it's actually gonna turn these high beams off. So I'm not touching the high beams, they're just on. And so once I get over here to where there's a lot more light, it's gonna just automatically turn off these high beams. So if there was a car coming towards me that had their headlights on, if there's a car in front of me that was going the same direction as me and the system detected their tail lights even, it will turn off the high beams and then turn them back on whenever the system deems appropriate. So we'll see if it does it up here. Once again, not touching the lights. Looks like they're still on. Let's see if it turns them off at all. Looks like it's taking a little bit, but from what I've been told, it's supposed to just automatically turn off. Oh, there it goes. So I guess it does take it a little bit, but it is still a pretty cool feature, guys. But that should be pretty much it. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you guys want to subscribe to my channel, be sure to click up here to the left. And if you guys want to see any more of my videos, click up here to the right, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Bye.